Und da sind wir wieder. Suchen immer noch nach dem Mörder. Und hoffen, ihn bald zu finden. Moin. Haben wir ein paar Leute auseinandergenommen. Spacer. Kennen wir uns?
If I made a bet with you at the Copper Bottom last night, let's call it off now. I can't stand the taste of life sprats. Excuse me, can you walk a little quieter? Feels like my brain is trying to escape through my eye sockets.
Casey Mills.
I'm a criminal, get it? They don't let me talk to law-abiding sorts. If you ain't a constable, then we ain't got nothing to discuss. If you ain't a constable,
Okay.
then we ain't got nothing to discuss.
Unclean counters, unswept floor, unhygienic vendor. This is unacceptable.
Joseph Dempsey.
Hello, welcome to Aridano's Dry Goods and Sundry, the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. I'm marketeer Joseph Dempsey, here to make your shopping experience as pleasant and normal as possible.
Du meinst, dein Titel wie der Händler, ja. Hast du dich schon mal nur als der Händler bezeichnet?
Oh, I see you've read some of my poems. Very clever, Inspector. Yes, my pen name is the Marketeer, though I also use it in certain business dealings. Wait a moment. Why do you ask?
Ihm den Mordauftrag zeigen.
Hey now, hey, let's all be reasonable here. I'm just a middleman. None of this was my idea. Occasionally, jobs requiring discretion arrive here from the hotel. Always anonymous and always lucrative. For a sizable cut, I set these jobs up and ask no questions. Somebody sent me a note telling me they wanted you dead. I don't know who, and I don't know why. I swear.
Du wurdest per anonymer Nachricht angeheuert, jemand anderen per anonymer Nachricht anzuheuern? In Ordnung, aber leg dich nicht noch mit... Okay, wenn du nicht willst, dass ich auch nur ein Wort darüber verliere, dann wird dich das einiges kosten.
Yeah, of course. It's called a paper trail. Give me a little credit. I'm a professional. I've got to have some standards.
Das ist so lächerlich. Langsam ist mir wirklich alles egal. Mach das einfach nie wieder, okay? Folgendes wird geschehen. Du wirst mich bezahlen und dann mache ich mich vom Acker. Entweder nimmst du mich auf den Arm oder du bist ein Idiot. Ich weiß nicht was.
Of course. Here. Terribly sorry for all this, Inspector. I'll certainly owe you in the future.
50? Hallo? Gefährlich. Ja. Noch nicht. Noch nicht.
Hey, I saw your ship. The Unreliable, right? It's a real beauty.
Ja.
Hey there. Word around the spaceport is that you came in on the Unreliable. You a new crewmate?
Ein Crewmitglied? Tatsächlich ist die Unreliable mein Schiff.
Cut the shit. I know Hawthorne's captain of that ship, and I know you ain't him. You want to try again?
Ich sage das nur ungern, aber Hawthorne ist tot. Sein Schiff wurde mir überlassen.
I see. Well, this would have been easier with Hawthorne, but I hope that if you're flying his ship, it means you're a freelancer too. Wonder if you can help me. I run an outfit for the moving of less than legal goods. There's a particular piece of cargo needs delivering to a particular individual in the spaceport. Thing is, I don't know where the cargo is right now. The crewmate who handles that is in the clink for getting a little too disorderly in town. We've already attracted too much attention. Too risky to visit her myself. That's where you come in. You help us out, I'll give you an equal cut of our pay.
Ich bin dabei.
Great to hear. First, you need to go meet the crewmate who got herself jailed. Cassidy
Hab ich
Mills
kennengelernt,
is
ja.
the name. She'll know where the cargo is.
Woher soll sie wissen, dass ich für dich arbeite?
Oh, yeah, right. We have a secret phrase. I like boneless spratwurst. Say that and she'll know you're a friend. Be seeing
Klingt
ya.
gut.
Remember, Cassidy's at the constabulary. She might be a little wary, so be careful.
Jo.
What do you want?
Du bist Black Hole Bertie, richtig?
Not so loud. How'd you know it was me?
Entschuldigung, hätte ich das nicht sollen? Ich bin Inspektor und verdammt gut in meinem Beruf. Hast du eine Ahnung, auf wie vielen Wurfballplakaten deine Visage zu sehen ist?
Yeah, that makes sense. You must be a good one to sniff me out. I'm in no mood to sign autographs, and I hate disappointing fans. So I'm lying low. You know, incompleto.
Incognito. Incognito?
Oh, yeah, I guess it's kinda neato. Oh, what's it matter? Helen's gone. She's gone and nothing I do will bring her back. I've been trying to find who did this. That's what she would do. Track down the killer and bring them to justice. But I'm stumped. And not very clever. Being bright was always Helen's thing.
Vielleicht kann ich helfen. Ich wurde angeheuert.
Oh, so you're the inspector. Hope you have more luck figuring things out than me. You probably want to ask me some questions, huh? I'm sure you're
Natürlich.
asking everybody questions, so you can find Helen's killer. So, how do I help?
Was hast du in der Nacht getan, als Helen starb?
I was getting blotto with the rest of the Rangers.
Entsorgt. Was?
You know, soaked, muddled, preserved.
I think he means drunk.
The team noticed I was in a bad way when I got back to the hotel. When I told them Helen and I were Splitsville, they wanted to cheer me up. We were up the pole afore evening. The hotel staff said we was bothering the other guests on account of all the crying and yelling and practice body tackling. Zeke said we should move elsewhere, get some air.
Wo seid ihr hingegangen?
We ended up at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. I think somebody wanted to pet a woolly cow? There was this one cow off away from the others. Zeke figured it'd be a laugh to get her drunk. One thing led to another, and I think we might have maybe, you know, stolen her.
Klar, wieso nicht? Wozu habt ihr eine Kuh geklaut?
I don't know. We were drunk, and we made bad choices. She was all alone. I know how that feels now. It's so hard to be all by your lonesome. My memory's a little muddled after that. I guess me and the team got split up, because I know I was on my own at the pilot house for a time.
So ist das nicht praktisch.
Yeah, it was. Because that's when I saw the weather station, which reminded me that Helen had asked me to get a data pad she'd stashed there for safekeeping.
Und, hast du es gefunden?
Sure did. Only there was a guard out there who found me. She started yelling about how I was trespassing and in serious trouble. Thing is, it was real dark out there. So dark, she couldn't tell who I was.
Was hast du getan?
Long story short, I got out of there. Ran like the Rangers were down by 3, and I just bronzed the toss ball in the Friday zone.
Tja, du bist jedenfalls nicht Richtung Sonntagszone gesprintet. Wo bist du hin?
I don't know where I was going, but my legs took me straight to my friend's... I mean, to my... fridge-rator.
Bertie, komm schon, Mann. Wer weiß.
I don't want to tell you. I'll get in trouble.
Keine Zeugen zu haben, bringt dich in noch viel größere Schwierigkeiten. Was meinst du, Pervati? Spielen wir ein bisschen guter Inspektor, böser Inspektor?
Good one, Captain. Oh, you're serious? You want me to be the bad inspector? Are you sure? Wait. Does this mean I'm the good inspector? Or are you still the good inspector? I mean, I always thought you were doing a pretty good job. Wait, okay, I think I got it. Here goes. You better spill the goods, Mr. Bertie Holcomb. Sir. Because I can't control my captain when he's being a terrible inspector.
I'm confused. Which is how I always feel watching detective serials, so... I think you're doing this right. Look, I talked to Auric, okay? Auric West. Hangs out around the spaceport. He's the one who taught me the breathing exercises I use to calm down. That sounds like a good idea. So now you have the whole story. After I talked to Auric, I went back to the hotel. Woke up the next morning with Helen's data pad in my hand and the hangover to end all hangovers. Don't know if I'll ever drink again.
Drück das Database
Oh,
raus.
yeah, you'll probably want to... Yeah, of course. Of course. Helen sure did have the prettiest handwriting. Sorry. Here you go, Inspector. Hopefully they make more sense to you. I couldn't make heads or tails of them. Either she was writing in code or I'm dumber than a bag of hammers. I tried for hours to crack her notes, but it's like I said. Being bright was Helen's thing. Okay. And listen, I want to help you find her killer, Inspector. I knew Helen better than anybody. And it'd be handy to have a guy like me around, in case anybody gives you trouble.
Tut mir leid, Bertie, aber es wäre besser, wenn du dich da nicht einmischst. Ich kann einen Verdächtigen nicht an den Ermittlungen teilnehmen lassen. Ich bin eher so der Typ einsamer Mütter. Wenn du wieder anfängst, Zeugen zu bedrohen, werfe ich dich vorsätzlich ins Gefängnis.
I get it. I'll head back to the Grand Colonial then. Unless you need me for anything else. What do you want to know? What about her? Rival actresses, maybe? I don't know too. Except for Helen's pick. What do you...
Reicht. Our request.
Buy a bunk, huh?
Oh lol. Our request. Was geht ab?
Hey there. You looking to unwind, friend? Maybe you're on your way to the bar for a good time. Maybe you're interested in something a little better than beer or Adreno? Something with a little more kick?
Vielleicht.
Then maybe I'm your guy. The name's Auric. I deal in, shall we say, holistic pharmaceuticals, natural substances and the like. You know, alternative stuff. I know. Ooh, it came out of the ground. That's where worms live. I get it. I do. Why go for that homegrown shit when you can be pumping your body full of effort accelerators? Says it right on the Anti-Cleo's box. Better than nature, right? Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, pal. Those pharmaceuticals the corporations manufacture, not all of them are as good for you as the board wants you to believe.
Das klingt medizinisch fragwürdig.
Alternatives. That's the way to go, pal. Trust me. No matter what ails you, I got what you need.
Fragen zu Bertie Holcomb stellen.
Wait. You ain't a sheriff, right? You gotta tell me if you're a sheriff.
Ich bin ein freischaffender Inspektor, der im Tod von einzelnen Helden ermittelt. Ich glaube nicht, dass das hier in meinem Zuständigkeitsbereich liegt. Was lässt dich annehmen, dass ich ein Sheriff bin? Ich bin nur ein Mann auf der Suche nach Antworten.
Works for me. Yeah, I know, Birdie. What do you want to know?
Ich habe gehört, du hättest Birdie ein paar Atemübungen beigebracht.
Yeah, that was me. Birdie's got a temper, but he's not a bad kid, you know? He's trying to work on it.
War Birdie am Abend?
Yeah. Damn shame about that. Birdie thought the world of Helen, you know? He showed up drunk at my place wanting to talk about the breakup. Helen dumped him, he said. Boy, was he in a bad way. I'd never seen him like that before. We talked for a while, and when he felt better, I sent him back to the hotel. Told him to drink more water and get some sleep.
Okay, das war's schon. Muss ich schon mit der einsprechen.
Alarming levels of slime and grime are being stored in these non-regulation containers.
Moinsen.
Don't think I know you. What do you want? Yep, that sure is the passphrase, even if it is dumb as hell. What's Dash's plan?
Ich spiele einen Lieferboten, sag mir was. Okay.
You're looking for cargo from our ship, the Rat King. Small package, wrapped in brown paper. It got moved to the shipping yard, but I'm not completely sure where.
Wenn du nicht weißt, wo es ist, wie soll ich es dann finden?
I'm sure some slugite knows how to find it, or has it listed in a terminal. All else fails, you could just case the joint. Might end up with some extra loot for your troubles.
Klingt gut. Klingt ganz gut. Security. Moin.
Invasive contaminants detected.
Oh, alles gut, alles gut. Ja. Das war jetzt nicht so geplant. Aber ja.
Muting volume now.
Passiert, ne?
You're back, I see. Hope the law hasn't caught on to what you're doing.
Ich hab die Warte, wie geht es
No
weiter?
complications? Grand. The recipient is Joseph Dempsey. He runs the Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry.
Ja. Ich hoffe, es lohnt sich auch.
Welcome back. The Eridanos Dry Goods and... A shipment, you say? The only shipment I'm expecting is 100 pounds of salt tuna a week from now. And I certainly don't expect it to be... Is that supposed to be some kind of code phrase? It has no nuance, no subtlety. Sticks out like a bent nail. A constable could detect that from the other side of Eridanos. I learn about secret codes in my off time. For fun. It's never anything that I actually need to use, mind.
Muss ich getäuscht haben, dann bringe ich diese Fracht wohl besser zur Wache.
Wait. On second thought, you should let me take a look. Just in case it's something I ordered and forgot about. Follow me to the back. All right. So, as you can see, this actually ain't the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. Welcome to my black market. Whatever you're here for, weapons, information, contraband, cane and ointment, I've got it. Sorry for the frosty reception. Had to make sure you weren't with the constable. But seeing how you're a freelancer, I hope I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Echt nett hast du es hier. Das musst du nicht, mir kann man vertrauen.
Good. A worthy freelancer is hard to find. Since you're in the know, you can access my black market stocks. Though, you'll have to come by later. I'm waiting on my next shipment. Here's your pay. Good doing business with you, especially seeing how you didn't take this to the constable. Would have been a mighty pain in my tail end. See? No. But I might tell you what's in it, so long as it's nothing proprietary, volatile, or breathing. Let's have a little look. Contraband weapon parts, a few chemicals for the crafting of high explosives. All fairly standard. Oh, and a canister of trimethyl sulfoxide. Where dimethyl sulfoxide is good at keeping folks in stasis, trimethyl sulfoxide is nice for helping refrigerators run. Useful stuff.
Was hast du denn hier so im Angebot? Nichts Besonderes, wie ich sehe. Hier liegt auch noch Müll rum. Jagdgewehr, Hyper. Das hätte ich gern. Was ist denn das für ein Geheimgang? Oh lol. Hey.
Hope the job's coming along well. No sign of the... Excellent. Let's divvy up
Durch
the
3, ich
payment
habe die
3
ganze
ways
Arbeit
and we
gemacht,
can
während
consider
ihr
this matter settled.
Däumchen gedreht habt.
What? That ain't gonna be enough to get Cass out of prison, and it ain't what we agreed to. Ah, shit. Looks like it was wrong to assume you were just like Hawthorne after all. Sure hope I can figure something out to pay Cass's fine.
Schaffst du schon. So, Tagebuch.
Inspector, I've just received word that Constable Keene is dead. Please tell me it isn't true.
Tut mir leid, ich fürchte, davon weiß ich nichts.
No, I can't imagine you'd be aware. It all happened so quickly. Halcyon Helen, Leora Blossom, Maria Keene. There's a murderer on the loose, Inspector. You must stop them. I don't have Maria to count on anymore, so I'm counting on you.
Auch immer sie gemordet hat, hat den Stachel verwendet.
So you were at the scene of the murder?
So nennen
I
wir auch den
prefer that you
Marie.
didn't lie about these details. The Needler was among Helen's belongings. Whoever stole it must have been able to slip in and out of the hotel. Maria was my sole representative in Cedric's territory. The entire hotel staff is on his payroll. Any one of them could have killed her on his behalf.
Ja. War sie dir wichtig?
Maria devoted her entire life to our vision. She was absolutely committed to our company, to our project. I promised myself I'd reward her after we launched Spectrum Brown. I'd make sure she was comfortable for the rest of her life. She was also our voice of reason. She was sensible, and I appreciated her advice. I never got to tell her that.
Okay, genug geredet. Ich finde raus, wer das war.
Make them suffer, Inspector.
Es ist mir gelungen, Black Hole Birdie zu finden.
I'm pleased to hear that. Bertie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Bertie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate.
Birdie ist ein ziemlich wilder Kerl. Aber er ist harmlos. Er tut mir glatt ein wenig leid.
Try not to feel too bad for him. Bertie is a brilliant athlete. The universe has balanced his talent by making him a slackwit.
Seine Teamkollegen sind ein schlechter Einfluss auf ihn. Er hat beim Picknick die Fassung verloren, aber ich glaube, er bereut es.
Bertie has always had trouble controlling his temper. He's responsible for the untimely demise of more than a few tossball sticks at the end of a losing match. It's only natural to be suspicious. Helen's death was violent, and the two of them were close. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Birdie killed Helen?
Was spielt das für eine Rolle? Verhafte ihn einfach, denkt die eine Anklage. Es ist möglich, ich gehe immer noch allen Spuren nach.
Understood. I appreciate your candor. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation.
Ach ja, Birdie hatte einen Grand Canal zu bleiben.
I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Birdie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks.
Alles klar, Digga. Ich hier
If you are through investigating Birdie,
5000 Bits. Alles klar, Digga. Was müssen wir hier machen? Herr der Plage.
What floor would you like to visit? Oh, so sorry. To the lobby.
Ich kann da immer noch nicht hin. Ich bin immer noch kein VIP. Cedric. Was haben wir da? ist er hier? Aha, aha, aha. Dr. Goodnight. Auch eigentlich ein guter Name, ja.
Inspector, not a moment too soon. I've just finished my autopsy report.
Ja,
Ruth
leg los.
Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure.
Du hast offensichtlich einen Giftmord an Helen versucht. Sicher, dass es nicht nur das Hotelessen war?
Oh, most certainly. Well, possibly they were trying to make her extremely uncomfortable, but I suppose killing her would also satisfy that criterion. The thought occurred to me. I tested this hypothesis by vacating the contents of my stomach and testing for the presence of the same toxin. Slightly elevated levels of mercury and an alarming amount of blue food coloring. But other than that, no. I'm certain it wasn't, as you put it, just the hotel food.
Okay. Warum hast du sie Ruth Bellamy genannt? Nicht Helen.
Oh, how curious. I do believe you're right. I wonder if this has something to do with the autopsy process. She was Halcyon Helen up until the moment I brought her to the operating table. But as soon as I cut her open, I stopped thinking of her as Halcyon Helen. It's almost as if she stopped being an icon and became a human being. You're a freelancer of some repute. Surely you're no stranger to seeing the interior organs of a human being. Although, I suspect you do most of your work with a gun and not a scalpel.
Keen ist tot.
What? Sorry, this mask. Sometimes I can't hear correctly. It almost sounded like you said Maria Keene was dead.
Sie wurde in ihrem Büro ermordet.
Maria's been killed. I don't understand. How? Who did this? Helen's signature weapon. She brought it with her to the hotel. After we discovered Helen's body, Keene inspected her hotel room. The needler was gone.
Sie wurde mit Kalium...
Rather harmless on its own. Common ingredient in medicine, but it can have a lethal application. Potassium chloride, when delivered in a cocktail of neurotoxin and paralytic, leads to cardiac arrest. Oh, Maria and I were frequently at loggerheads. We disagreed on practically everything. It didn't help that I'm on Mr. Kincannon's payroll and Maria is a Rizzo's loyalist. Was a Rizzo's loyalist. Apologies, Inspector. I don't have the heart to continue talking at the moment. Thank you for... My apologies. I'm not...
Alright. Sorry, Leute. Ja, verletzen.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
Ich brauche Zugang zur VIP-Gästeetage.
I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it.
Der einzige Gast, der in meiner Präsenz ein Problem hat, wäre der Mörder.
That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you...
Vielen Dank. Spencer Woolrich.
What floor would you like to visit? If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
Okay. Okay. So. Hier sind also die VIPs. Müssen wir alles knacken.
Initiating banter protocol. Now simulating familiar and well.
Initiating digital handshake. By design.
Now generating Punda's greetings. Theater aficionado and or dumbstruck. Verbiage 3001's programming is frequently banter protocol exhausted. Reverting to Verbiage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly. Verbiage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse. This unit has been This unit has not yet come.
Okay. Kann mich hier einfach bedienen? Läuft. Hüte.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terrorray, blood, terrorray, unidentifiable biological fluids, terrorray.
Wurde diese Substanz im Nachhinein hinzugefügt?
Yes, Inspector. Logical analysis indicates these substances were not present in the bottle's original contents.
Sind sie giftig?
These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal. This bottle contained Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. The presence of terrorray biological.
Okay. Spencer Woolrich.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
Hä?
Well, that wasn't in the script, but you did at least convincingly sound like an idiot. Congratulations. Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you? How did you get in here?
Hey Budo, ich bin der Schiffskapitän. Lügen, nur ein Plünderer, keine plötzliche Bewegung. Ich werde mir alles schnappen, was nicht nied- und nagelfest ist.
What a quaint claim. You're so adorable. I won't even call security. No, really, I mean it. You've most certainly endeared yourself to me, and I think I know why you're here. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
Ich bin nicht wegen eines Autogramms hier. Ich will dir ein paar Fragen stellen. Du kannst meine Waffe signieren, wenn du willst.
I'd be delighted. Oh, damn. My pen's out of ink. I'll just get you a portrait of my face as a souvenir. I'm sure I have the prints around here somewhere. By the by, how did you get in here? The only non-staff individual cleared to enter guest rooms is supposed to be the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me, back when I starred in the Marauder's Bane. The absolute picture of
Quatsch für dich voll.
justice.
Komm.
Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer. Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense. I did indeed. With Halsey and Helen parading her fame about, I was left without an acting partner. Burbage is no exception. His acting protocols were nothing short of a joke. So, I decided to make some modifications. In the way he bungled about with that weapon of his, I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched. Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
Wieso bist du so neugierig?
Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer.
In Ordnung, rein in der Theorie. Wie hättest du das Opfer getötet?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of.
Was hast du zum Zeitpunkt des Mordes getan?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character. Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating. All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
Wie lange hast du mit der Prophetin gearbeitet?
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend it. I'll answer. Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way. Unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Hast du dich als die Front angesehen?
I'll ask you this. If you'd been the star of cinema for years, then suddenly found yourself scrounging for bit parts while a younger person stole the limelight, how would you feel? In short, the two of us weren't close. But that's not to say my dislike of her was so extreme that I tried to do anything drastic. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. I suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
Ich habe gehört, dass du vergiftet wurdest.
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
Fällt irgendjemand anderer als der Koch ein, der dich Schaden zufügen wollen könnte?
None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally. And with the minimum level of respect that they deserve.
Wieso hast du wegen deiner Bauchschmerzen nicht die Klinik aufgesucht?
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it. How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you.
Helen wurde nicht durch das Gift getötet.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both. Very well, then. Oh, but I suppose we... Very well, then. I'm sure you're joking. That it did... And who could forget From Halcyon with Love? What can I...
Ja. Level up. Das heißt, Schloss knacken. Vorteile, schon wieder. So. Das war's auch mit der Folge. Das heißt, wir sprechen mit Koch Anwar in der nächsten Folge. Also, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und Entering Quiet Mode. Tschüss.